Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the channel in a new video. So we're gonna do a little tech news and talk for like I usually do sometimes almost every year. So we're gonna be talking about the new Apple M3 chip that's in the works with some computers that Apple has announced that's already in the works with that they're gonna be coming out with at some point with the M3 chip. Most notably the MacBook Air and the MacBook Pro, and there's gonna also be a rumor that they've already got a M3 iMac that's in the works along with an iMac Pro, which will be kind of quite nice to see the iMac making a big comeback with the M3 chip, even though they never did came out with the M2 iMac, even though Apple still sells the M1 iMac as a 24-inch model. Although they did discontinue the 27-inch model once Apple a while back when Apple released the Mac Studio, which is similar to the Mac Mini, with even though for the Mac Studio you have different hardware configuration, even though it's a little bit more pricier than the Mac Mini. And what's so you what I here's in my view what's good about the iMac is it's good for like if you want something like all in one and you don't need like multiple monitors or want something that's you don't have to buy separate peripherals all the time. Because what's so unique with the iMac is it fits perfect on like any small desk. If you have like a small desk and if you don't need nothing with a lot of with too much power, with a whole lot of power. What I'm trying to say is, and they said it's supposed to be should be coming out sometime at the end of the year or by spring 2024. Because I would love to get my hand if they do re, bring back the iMac Pro. I would love to invest in getting one to upgrade my old 2017 iMac. Even though I got a 2021 M1 MacBook Pro that I use most of the time. But it'll definitely be worth the wait if you're waiting patiently. And there's also talks about the M3 MacBook Pro, which is going to be quite nice. Even though my M1 MacBook still serves me well, my M1 MacBook Pro, to just avoid a little confusion there. But you still are going to have the still colorful options for the regular iMac, of course, ever since Apple gave the iMac a redesign. And there's another article we're going to look at that's talking about more about the iMacs. Because there is a rumor that you may see that Apple is probably skipping over the M2 chip for the iMacs and going to put the M3 chips in them instead, though. The only thing different is you might see a little price change. And Apple's probably going to still going to retain the same design they used for the 2021 models. And there's even talks about them bringing back some more ports from the high-end models, along with a SD card slot and the HDMI, like they did with the 2021 M1 MacBook Pro for the 14 and 16-inch models. So, and there's also a new macOS in the works, macOS Sonoma, which at some point we're going to look at some of the new features and what Apple is deciding to do, decided to be a game changer with the screensavers in the new upcoming macOS Sonoma. And they're even bringing back widgets, which Apple had already introduced in, I believe, either macOS 10 Tiger or Leopard, if I'm not mistaken. It's one of them two versions of macOS 10 that had widgets prior to Microsoft adding their own version of widgets that known as Gadgets and Vista 7. It looks like we're going to get some improvements in the video conferencing side of things. Even an updated version of Safari, of course. As well as some of the iOS, some of the apps that work with iOS. So as we scroll down, let's see what we can find that's worth talking about. Which is going to be seeing some new improvements into the music app that allow you to emoji react to certain songs in your playlist. So let's look at the compatible devices that macOS Sonoma will be compatible. Of course, this 2017 iMac won't be able to run OS Sonoma, macOS Sonoma, which, like I've mentioned earlier, I'm gonna eventually upgrade my iMac to the, hopefully when the M3, if Apple releases the M3 iMac, then I'm definitely going to be upgrading this old 2017 iMac that still runs on an Intel Core i5. Or eventually, the iMac, if an iMac Pro comes out, then I'll definitely get the iMac Pro. Hopefully I can be able to save up when Apple announces it. So better yet, let's talk about the iPhone 15 that's in the works. Because they may end up doing away with the Pro Max name and renaming the Pro Max model as the Ultra. But what's going to be so unique is with the 15s, you're going to have USB-C ports to replace the Lightning port, and you're going to have dynamic island on all models of the iPhone 15 and the Pro. That's going, even though it's going to be mainly available in the Pro models as well, which is something that I have here on the 14 Pro. If you can see it on the camera, you got a little Pro, you got a little pill cut out instead of that little notch, which is kind of quite nice. And of course, you still got the rumored colors. You're still gonna have your midnight and your starlight. Midnight's mostly like your black color, and you have white. It would be your starlight. And of course, you're gonna have a red model. And there is some new colors, like a new shade of blue, and there's gonna be like a bubblegum pink color that's gonna be. So here's a mock-up. If I go too fast, I apologize. We're just trying to analyze the article as much as possible while we talk about something that's worth noting. So that's what I was talking about right there, the little dynamic island instead of that little notch. And there's going to also be a red color for the Pro model, because the Pro model I've read is going to have solid state buttons instead of the physical buttons. Of course, for the iMac, for the Pro model iPhones, you're still going to have for the 15 the iPhone Pro and 15 Pro and Pro Max, which will probably end up being known as the Ultra at some point, depending on any of the upcoming rumors, because might be the next iPhone that'll probably be known as the Ultra model instead of the Pro Max, because it's been reported that Apple's basically want to shift away from the Pro Max name, because you're going to have the silver color, of course, as well as the gold and the space black, which is a nice color in person, which is basically like a light black. And this is what a mock-up of what USB-C looks like on the iPhone. And you're probably going to have more RAM. The only downside with the iPhone 15 is you might see a price increase due to with production, which I know sometime around September is when Apple will release the new iPhone 15 along with the new iOS 17 and macOS Sonoma at that time period. So I'm looking forward to explore some of these new features with iOS 17 as well as macOS Sonoma. So what do you guys think of the new M3 Max as well as the new iPhone 15, iOS 17, macOS Sonoma? So let me know what you think in the comments. I hope you find this video useful and helpful and enjoyed it. And thanks for watching.